Let me ask you something. How do you really know who'll stay by your side when life turns dark? Not when everything's fine, but when the ground disappears beneath you. Welcome back to Breakup Cheater, where we dive into stories that hit close to home. Before we begin, drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me the biggest lesson you take from this story. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more stories like this. Let's begin. The call came on a heavy, sweltering Thursday afternoon in Baton Rouge. I was sitting out back on the worn wooden steps of my porch, trying to focus on a slow game of dominoes with my Uncle Curtis. The cicadas were loud, and the air was thick enough to chew. Then my phone buzzed. "Mr. Ellis Raymond. This is Dr. Cartwright's office. We need to speak to you about your biopsy results. Can you come in tomorrow?" My uncle froze mid-play, eyeing me closely. I laughed it off, waving him off like it was nothing. "Probably just allergies," I lied. But deep down, something inside me twisted tight. Inside the house, my wife, Charla, was humming an old Al Green song, stirring sweet tea in that chipped pitcher we got as a wedding gift. I told her about the call, trying to sound casual. She didn't even look up from her phone. "We'll deal with it," she muttered, voice flat and distant. But something about the way she said it, brittle, sharp-edged. I wanted to believe her, but her eyes said otherwise. The next afternoon we sat in Dr. Cartwright's office, those hard plastic chairs too small for real comfort, surrounded by pale green walls that made everything feel sicklier. Charla's grip on my hand was so tight, it turned my knuckles white. The doctor's voice dragged, slow and careful, like he was peeling off a bandage. "Ellis, it's Hodgkin's lymphoma. Stage 2. The words crashed into me like a wave. My ears buzzed. Charla squeezed my hand again, but it felt like it belonged to a stranger. He kept talking. Chemo, radiation, possible outcomes, but all I heard was roaring in my head. Charla stared at the doctor, eyes blinking fast, but her face stayed cold. She drove us home in silence. No music, no words, just the hum of the tires and the storm gathering between us. That first week was a blur. I called my mama, told my brothers, tried to sound strong. Charla. She ignored every call from her family. Said she was working late, picking up shifts at the shipping company. At night she'd bring me takeout, barely speaking. She'd sit on the edge of the bed, scrolling through her phone, laughing quietly at things I couldn't see. Sometimes she'd just stand at the window, staring out into the night. Silent. Ill. As if I wasn't even there. We fought more. Over cold dinners. Over nothing at all. I lashed out because I was terrified. She lashed back because her fear had turned mean, sharp and quick. Chemo started at the General Medical Center downtown. The first treatment wasn't too bad. But the second leveled me. I lost my taste for food. My appetite vanished. My skin turned pale, bruised easy. My hair started falling out. Charla was supposed to take me to my third treatment, but that morning she laced up her sneakers, grabbed her keys and muttered, "Ask your cousin Kenny. I've got to work." Her words sliced deep, but I bit down the pride and nodded. Kenny drove me in his old pickup, blasting blues music loud enough to drown out the awkward quiet. "She holding up okay?" he asked. I lied. "She's tired. We both are." Weeks passed. The house grew quiet, too quiet. Charla started staying out late, coming home smelling like cheap wine and some man's cologne. One night I caught her on the porch, whispering into her phone, "I can't do this anymore. He's not the man I married." When she saw me, her face twisted with guilt, but she said nothing. She just brushed past me. That night, sleep stayed far away. I lay awake, listening to the distant sound of her laughter. Too bright, too far away. The chemo got worse. My body shriveled. My energy disappeared. On my worst days, I couldn't even make it to the bathroom without help. Charla kept her distance, her kindness hollow and robotic. She'd leave soup by the door, refill my meds, then vanish into the other room. Then one rainy evening, I woke up to find her suitcase on the floor. Clothes crammed in hastily. "Where you going?" I rasped. She zipped it up without looking at me. I need space. I'm staying with my sister in Atlanta. Don't call. Panic rose in me. Charla. Please just talk to me. She finally looked at me, her eyes brimming with tears. Ellis, I can't do this anymore. I can't watch you disappear piece by piece. I'm tired of waking up every day terrified. Tired of pretending I can save you. I need to breathe. Her words shattered me worse than the cancer. I tried to stand but my legs gave out. She steadied me, gently but firmly, then walked out. The door closed behind her, and suddenly, the house was colder than it had ever been. Called her. Once. Over and over. Straight to voicemail every time. The house became a tomb. Her scent lingered in the closet. Her slippers sat untouched by the bed. My mama came by, cooking stews and playing old gospel records, fussing over me like I was 10 again. My brothers dropped in with jokes and loud talk, but when they left, the emptiness returned, thick and suffocating. The nurses became my family. Miss Annie at the front desk knew how I liked my ginger ale. Marcus the orderly would slip me extra pillows. I bonded with Miss Deborah, a retired teacher fighting breast cancer for the 3rd time. She taught me to play cards during chemo. Her laughter filled the cold room with warmth. Sometimes, Kenny would stop by with fried catfish and cold beer, sitting with me in comfortable silence. Still, most nights I lay awake, tracing cracks on the ceiling, haunted by the memory of her leaving. I replayed every argument, wondering when she stopped loving me. Was it the day of the diagnosis? Or had she been slipping away for years? Did she ever love me, or just the version of me who never needed too much? Some nights, I hated her for leaving. Other nights, I hated myself for missing her. Winter settled over the city. I finished my last round of chemo a week before Christmas. The scans looked good. Remission was possible. Mama made her famous peach cobbler. My brothers grilled ribs out back despite the cold. We celebrated. But Charla didn't call. Didn't text. Her silence was its own answer. I started living again. Took walks through the neighborhood. Nodded at old Miss Clara sitting on her stoop. Got a part-time job at a used car lot just to feel useful again. Rumors swirled. Folks said Charla moved in with some older guy in Atlanta, a man with money and a shiny car. I told myself I didn't care, but it still stung. Then, one spring afternoon, a letter arrived. No return address. Just my name in her familiar handwriting. Inside was a short note. Ellis. I'm sorry I left. I was scared and selfish. Hope you're okay. Hope you're living. S. I shoved it in a drawer. Left it unread for weeks. Spring turned to summer. Life slowly brightened. Miss Deborah called. Her cancer was in remission too. Kenny introduced me to a friend of his cousin, a sweet woman named Rochelle who made me laugh again. Still, the bed felt too empty sometimes. And I missed her, though the pain was duller now. Then came that Sunday in July. It was hot. Icky. I was watching the baseball game with the front door open to catch the breeze. The doorbell rang. I opened it, and there she stood. Darla. Thinner. Paler. Her hair tied back messily, eyes wide and hollow. She clutched her purse like a lifeline. Can I come in? She asked. I stepped aside, watching her shuffle inside. She didn't sit. Didn't even look at me. I didn't come back because I missed you, she said quietly. I came back because I heard you made it. You survived. She stared at her shoes, then kept talking, her voice shaking. When you got sick, I panicked. I told myself I deserved better. I didn't want to spend my life watching someone else waste away. I was selfish. I thought I'd find something better, but everything crumbled. Lost my job. Lost the apartment. The man I ran to. He left too. I've got nowhere else to go, Ellis. Tears filled her eyes. I'm not proud of it, but I need a place to start over. I need you. Her words hung heavy between us. She stepped closer, trembling. Please. Let's try again. We can rebuild. I looked at her long and hard. The woman who left me to die. who only returned because she had nowhere else to run. I shook my head, calm and steady. Charla, hope you find peace. But you can't come back here. Not after this. Her face crumbled. You're really turning me away. After everything. He nodded. I survived. But not for you. And I won't go back to what almost killed me. She stood there a moment longer, waiting for me to change my mind. I didn't. She wiped her face, picked up her purse and left. The door clicked shut behind her. But this time, the quiet didn't feel like a curse. That night, I sat on the porch, the hum of summer filling the air. I wasn't lonely. I was free. The future was mine. If you felt this story deep in your chest, go ahead and like this video, drop your thoughts in the comments and share it with a friend who needs it. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. More powerful stories coming soon.